All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Demo Day. We are so glad that this day has finally arrived, and we are so glad to have you all here with us. You can see a few of us with our backgrounds. There's the Spark team. And before we get started, I just have a few housekeeping items. So first, we actually suggest that you use speaker view and not gallery view, and that'll enable you to see the featured speakers. Second, we're going to have everybody unmute except for the speakers. And speakers, you're going to have to unmute yourselves. So we're not going to unmute you, but we will cue you up. Third, please open the chat window. It's in the bottom and the middle of where the video screen is. And that's where we're going to post instructions and relevant links and voting polls. And then finally, for encouragement, when you want to give encouragement, we have alternative clapping, and that's going to be under the reactions, which is also at the bottom menu there in the bottom of the screen under reactions, and you can clap or you can put your thumb up and different options like that. Okay, so I suspect we have a few people in the audience who are, yes, exactly, they got the reactions going. So I suspect we have a few people in the audience who are new to Spark. I guess this is one of the small consolations of these challenging times we're living in, which is that people are engaging online in ways that they haven't previously. So I think we have more family members. I saw someone registered of an aunt of one of our speakers. I won't reveal who. I know we have a lot of friends, and obviously we have students and faculty, and we're really excited to have everybody here with us tonight. So these are really challenging times, and everybody has been affected in some way. Of course, some people have been affected more than others, but I think it's at these times where we really realize what's important, and our friends, our families, and our communities. And I'd just like to say that the students that are here today have really been heroic in reaching this point. You know, there was a pretty huge disruption in the middle of the semester, and I personally wondered whether we were going to get here and have something to show. And what I can tell you is that we do, and I think it's kind of a miracle. And I just want to acknowledge the perseverance and grace and even the patience that the students have had with us as we experimented and adjusted this whole second half of the semester. Even as recently as today, when we had to change the platforms last minute because of the technical glitches. So thank you to the students, and really kudos to all of you guys. Okay, so I think also a lot of folks on the line might not know about Spark and what Spark is. So I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about what Spark is. And what I'd say first and foremost is that we're a community. We're a community made up of individuals who are explorers and experimenters and builders, and all who share a passion for computer science and engineering or technology more broadly. And everyone who participates in Spark in the program or sets foot in the Spark space, they don't usually know quite what they're signing up for, but they come anyway, and all of them contribute to creating a really special community that I'm really fortunate to be part of. And it leaves an imprint on BU, and I think also beyond, and hopefully we get to continue that relationship. But more concretely, we have two programs, and you're gonna see both of them on display tonight. The first is the Spark Innovation Fellows, and that's where designers and developers join together to create a product of their own creation. And my colleague Richard will share more about that later. And then our second program, you can see he was dancing in the beginning, now he's just waving. Oh, he's still dancing. And the second program is the X Lab, or the Experience Lab as we call it. And that's where we recruit projects from outside and across the university for students to work on. So it's really a culminating moment where they can put all of their skills to practice in the messiness of a real world project. And my colleague Dharmesh will say more about that later. So tonight is Demo Day, and it's an event that we have every semester. It marks the culmination of a semester's worth of work of students affiliated with Spark and computer science at BU. So you're going to see presentations from both those programs today. And then you're going to be able to vote on the projects that you think represents outstanding work in different categories. And we'll tell you about that later. So keep your eye on the chat for guidance on that after the first round of presentations, and then again after the second one. And then afterwards, you're going to be able to go visit with the teams behind these projects in separate Zoom channels to learn more, to look under the hood, to get more in-depth demos. And this will take place at the end of the event. And we'll put a link in with those connections. So I want to acknowledge a few of our collaborators. So we are part of an ecosystem. Right now, Spark is part of the new Faculty of Computing and Data Science, and we're really excited that the Associate Provost is here. You can wave. There he is, Azar Bastavros. And we're also affiliated with the Hariri Institute for Computing, which is where has been our home since we started, and Innovated BU and the Computer Science Department of the College of Arts and Science. So we're really across university resource. And as part of the Innovated BU network, we are closely affiliated with the Build Lab, which is the university's innovation center. And we're making sure that the Spark program is seamlessly fitting into their innovation pathway and working hard to make sure that happens. And we really benefit from that partnership. We have Peter Martin, I saw him among the guests, and he's an example of the type of resources we get. He comes and he taught the students about presenting. So you're going to see the fruits of that work when the students present later. And then finally, a few thank yous. So first, again, to our students, thanks so much for going on this journey with us and for continuing to show up in the face of so much disruption and adversity, and for pushing through to get to this day. We're really excited about what you guys have produced. And personally, I'm a bit amazed, really. And then second, our mentors. So the Spark program literally would not function without you guys. We have a great cohort of mentors this semester, including a bunch of new folks, a lot of alumni, including Spark alum, which is really amazing because we're only 3 years old. So we're really proud of that. And then to Red Hat, who is a major partner to Spark, from the UXD team, who does multiple workshops and lends a lot of support on the mentoring side, and our engineers in residence. You guys are really such an important part of our community too, and I hope you keep coming back. So I want to take just 1 minute to acknowledge and recognize 3 mentors who have been with us since our first or second semester, and I really feel like they've played a particularly special role in shaping the program and have really done so much. So there's 3 individuals. We had all these plans of what we were going to do in person, but we can't. So I'm just going to put up on my screen, I got to go this way. These are the certificates for 3 mentors, all of whom are alum, actually: Jerry Barrison, Gerard Shockley, and Sam Hagman. You guys have been with us since the beginning. You put your heart into this program, and we're really grateful for having you as partners. Okay, and then finally, the extended Spark team: Dharmesh, Elise, Pia, Cam, and all of our interns. You guys are a joy to work with, and thank you for all you do. And then importantly for today, my 3 co-collaborators, conspirators within the Spark Fellowship: Richard Kasprowski and James Grady, and our incredibly awesome teaching fellow, Michael Hendrick, who's been part of the Spark family for many years, and he's graduating this year, which we're really sad to see him go, but he's been a great contributor also. So Richard has been with us for a long time, and this semester he agreed to come on board to co-lead the program in full. He's an expert in high-performance teams and agile software development, and an excellent human being and dancer. He resembles a Metallica guitar player as well. And James Grady from the College of Fine Arts, the graphic design department. So James brings a wealth of experience in interaction design, and he's really championed this collaboration between between computer science and graphic design. So now I'm going to turn over the video to Richard. He's going to tell you a bit more about the Spark Fellowship, and then James is going to introduce the teams for tonight. So over to you, Richard.
All right, hi everybody. I'm Richard Kasparowski. Zibo, will you confirm that everybody can hear me? You can hear me, right?
We can hear
Cool.
you.
All right, awesome. So let's see, I specialize in high performance team building, agile software development, and technical agility. Ziba introduced the fellowship program a little bit. The Spark Innovation Fellowship, it's a semester-long program here at Boston University. The program is composed of teams of students working together to create innovative new software products. Each team includes a founder or multiple founders, and these are the students who came up with the team's initial product ideas. During the semester, teams work through all the steps of new product innovation to design, implement, and deliver a real working software product. This is important. There's nothing hypothetical or make-believe about it. They deliver the real thing. It's not just a PowerPoint. It's not just a poster showing what they might build if they could. As instructors, Ziba, James, and I guide the teams through all the steps of this innovation process, incorporating the best tools in the state of the practice today. These tools include high-performance team building, design thinking, lean startup, and agile software development. We add on specialist guest lecturers who share their expertise in important special topics. And finally, we match each team with multiple mentors, each of whom brings their personal experience working in industry to guide the teams to hone their concepts and products. The teams spend the final couple of months of the semester working in weekly build sprints. At the end of each build sprint, they have a new working version of their product. They share these working versions of their products with real users, as well as with mentors and us instructors. They ask them for feedback on what works and what could be changed or improved. And thanks to that feedback, the teams end up delivering better, real working software products every week throughout the semester. And that all leads to today, Demo Day. Demo Day is the culmination of each innovation team's full semester of work, from initial concept through the numerous build sprints. Our student innovation teams are here today to share their truly great work with us. You're definitely going to enjoy their awesome new products. So next up is James Grady. James is another member of the instructor team. He specializes in user experience and graphic design. Hi, James.
Hello. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Ziba. Yes, so I'm James Grady. I'm the creative director for Spark. I'm also an assistant professor of graphic design in the College of Fine Arts. I've been working with the Spark program now for this in the third year. It's been really wonderful. Ever since the first day I met Ziba, I knew that this was going to be a great collaboration for me. And the three of us coming together to co-teach this has been the best experience yet. So I just really want to thank the co-teachers of this. I want to thank all of the students. I think you'll all be really just blown away by what they have been able to accomplish, even with the pandemic situation, and without, they've just completely persevered. So I just want to introduce a little bit about the design collaboration that we have. So a key part of technology is design, and the students in graphic design are obviously very interested in technology, but since the invention of the printing press, thinking about graphic designers looking to technology. But I think graphic designers today are looking to see how can they power their design through technology, through code, through data. How can they transform things? It's much more than just design. It's creating a product, a meaningful product, and it's been a great journey. So I really try to bring the collaboration between the designer artistry into the technology, and having designers work from the ground floor all the way up to MVP, to an actual working product, is the way I believe graphic designers need to work. They need to be in. It's not a coat of paint that goes on these products, but it's true. It's a true collaboration, and these students have all proven that. So each team has a designer. Some are founders. Some and we have mentors that specialize, as Ziba mentioned, from UX, in particular Red Hat. We really thank you for all the collaboration and all the mentors who provide user experience, human-centered interactive design. So I think that the designers learning the language of the developers and the developers learning the language of the designers is another key feature that's been really successful. So I'd love to talk all day about design and technology and products, but I think we're all here to see the students pitch. So it's important to note that that we're really focused on the product development. You'll hear about the user's problem, the technology is solving, and the product these students created to solve that problem. So students have different aspirations for these projects. Some of it was a learning experience. For others, they hold a profitable business, and others, they simply want to solve a problem that they're passionate about. So without further ado, I will start calling the teams on. Our first team we have tonight is Next Change. So I will go on mute and Next Change can come on stage virtually.
Hello, everyone. Since I'm the first person, I would need you to confirm that you can see my screen, please.
Yep, you can see it.
You can see it? Perfect. Okay. How's it going, everyone? My name is Piotr, and thank you so much for joining us today. I'm representing Team Next Change, a group of crypto enthusiasts dedicated to spearheading innovation in the space of digital currencies. Over this past semester, we worked really hard on developing a cryptocurrency exchange. In fact, a commission-free cryptocurrency exchange. And today, we would like to share with you our results.
I'm Max, the front-end designer, and you might be wondering, why do we do it? When trading cryptocurrency, knowledge and fees are the two greatest impediments to success. Knowledge can be gained, but fees are forever for most people. Fees often decrease with an increase in amount and frequency of trades. As such, small and infrequent orders are not cost efficient at cryptocurrency exchanges. And this works to perpetuate the privilege of those with already established wealth. Cryptocurrency, namely Bitcoin, was created with the intent of solving problems of modern fiat currency and its banking system. The driving message was to give control back to the people. We aim to expand this vision by giving users the freedom to trade exactly how they desire.
Hello everyone, I'm Kaylin and I'm the UX designer for Next Change. And our target consumer is John. John is an inexperienced trader who is interested in trading crypto but is daunted by current exchanges due to trading fees and complicated UI and crypto-specific jargon. John is not a typical consumer for current exchanges, which is why we targeted him for this exchange. By targeting inexperienced traders, Next Change is filling an uncapped niche in the market. Sorry, it's not okay.
Small technical issue. So the biggest learning curve in our project was the tech stack. And after intensive research, we are very proud of the end result of our architecture. We devised a complex, highly reliable and available system running on Amazon Cloud Services, including multiple virtual machines, load balancers, virtual cloud, private clouds, and many more, all interconnected with our proprietary networking algorithms.
Hi everyone, I'm Vibhu and I've worked on developing the backend for this product. So we have designed a state-of-the-art engine, which we call the brain, which essentially handles everything from connecting to different exchanges to processing data and returning this data to any client who requests it in any form. It was developed natively in Python and uses WebSockets to provide updates in real time without hogging down the server, basically.
Can I have to end the screen sharing?
Yeah, sorry, I can't find the button.
I think it's at the top. Okay. At the end, I would like to give you a quick preview of our trading platform, of the user interface, which we designed after analyzing user interfaces of multiple successful exchanges, both in crypto space and traditional markets. So this is our homepage. This is our market page, where users can submit trades. This is where we can learn more about our creators of our platform, so us, and this will be a sign-up form. So finally, few words about our future plans. We're in the process of connecting with the folks experienced in this sector. So if this describes you, we'll be honored to have a chance to tell you more about our idea and our project, and which finally brings me to thanking you very much for your time and attention. And we really hope that you will join the change. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Next Change. Up next is Barry. If you could come to the stage.
Hey. Hi, we're Very. I'm Alan.
I'm Carlin.
I'm Charles.
I'm Jing.
And I'm Rudy.
And today's political climate is one of divisiveness and misinformation. Even in the midst of a crisis like COVID-19, there is heavy partisanship and infighting in our government. People from all sides of the political spectrum feel total animosity towards others. Mainstream news outlets inflame these problems with one-sided perspectives that indoctrinate readers, viewers, and alienate those who disagree. Younger audiences, such as millennials and Gen Z, are especially unengaged and are the least likely to keep up with a reliable news source. They tend to use news alternatives like Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit as their primary forms of social media, and most political content they come across is usually an echo chamber of fake news that fuels this divide even more.
Very addresses these problems on two fronts. First, by providing respectable and balanced opinions on current issues, and second, by doing so with modern and interactive technology on the phone. We provide quick and easy to read news perfect for young professionals and students on the go. By making it easy to read multiple perspectives, readers are able to gain a better understanding of differing opinions. Our app has multiple features built in to directly address the political divide and lack of user engagement younger audiences suffer from. Let's take a look.
Welcome to the Very demo. When you first open the app, you see the news feed. You can scroll and see the available articles. And when you see one that interests you, you can click it and you see the title card. Here, you can read some context for the article. You can swipe up and down through the subtopics like so. You can swipe to the left to read the left perspective and swipe to the right to read the right perspective. You can also navigate using the arrow icons on the bottom of the screen. To view comments on a perspective, you click the chat bubble icon at the bottom, and here you can read, like, and write your own comment. After you're done reading the article, you can participate in the survey and see where you stand amongst other readers. After the survey, you can read related articles characterized by their perspective, and when you click on a link, it takes you to the article. You can always go back to the news feed by clicking on the very icon at the top. The top left menu icon lets you filter the topics on the feed, and we're working on adding more. The top right profile icon takes you to a login page where you can log in or create an account. And don't worry, your personal information is safe in our database. When you log in, you can bookmark articles you want to save. And when you go on your profile, you can see all the saved articles to read. And you can also see articles you recently read. That's all we have for now, and we're eagerly working to add more features. Thank you for watching.
We know that there are many challenges on the road ahead. First, protecting a healthy dialogue and the well-being of our users is essential. We intend to work hard to ensure the utmost quality in the content we create and protect healthy discussions that take place on the platform through the use of both AI moderation to screen for dangerous and offensive content and employ content moderators and user reporting to flag and take down harmful content manually. Creating a lot of informative and easy to read content is another important obstacle. We intend to employ full-time content creators and editors to adhere to our standards and employ machine learning to for supplemental content. Lastly, the safety of our users is our top priority. We understand that the content providers and usage of our platform is very sensitive information. With that in mind, we've already started designing the app with security first. We use password salting and hashing, as well as data modularization, to protect users from network attacks and potential database leaks.
Looking forward, we want to decide on a viable business model and start tackling non-technical problems such as user acquisition. Now that you've seen our product and thought about some challenges we'll face in the future, you may be wondering how we plan to generate revenue and acquire users for our platform. We've considered a couple possibilities, such as a freemium business model, as well as advertisements based on saved and read articles of users. We've also been talking with student groups on campus and want to reach out to relevant subreddits and online communities to garner interest for our platform. Very is an app designed for young adults by young adults. By providing an engaging platform to learn and share political knowledge, we hope to create a more temperate political climate for all. Thank you for listening.
Excellent. Thank you, Barry. Up next is Co-Study. Co-Study, please come to the stage.
Can everyone see and hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes. So today we're going to be presenting Co-Study.
So we started working on this project about a year ago, and we noticed that students were having an issue coordinating and scheduling events for group-based work and had a general lack of resources to do so. So think of the people that are typically scheduling more than 3 meetings a week with more than 3 people. So this could be anyone from a law student to an undergrad who's busy and likes to plan ahead a little bit.
Yeah, so like Brock mentioned, our target customer really became these university students, and we found that a lot of them were having difficulties organizing large meetings, often in a bigger group where you have to get together, maybe like a problem set where you have to meet on a weekly basis, maybe a class that's very project-based, but these students were having frequent challenges trying to find times that would work well together for their peers because it became a lot of back and forth. And a lot of them we found through a lot of interviews that a lot of them had an interest really in democratizing the process, where one student really didn't want to have to set a definitive time. It was rather like a collaboration between all of them together to find that common shared time. Additionally, so in order to kind of help facilitate this, what we wanted to do is we wanted to create a voting organized scheduling platform. So by having a voting organized scheduling platform, we'd automatically suggest times that already work for everybody based off of everybody's availability that we're able to pull in from a Google Calendar integration. And then from there, students, all they have to do is select the times that they want that would actually work best for them. So the times already work, they just are picking their top preference. and this automatically solves the problem of some people being free, some people not being free, since we're finding the times that everyone's free. And then it also solves the problem of this like kind of democratized approach. And then we automatically suggest the time that receives the most votes. From here, yeah, I just want to jump into a quick demo of the app. Cool. Can everybody see this?
Yep.
So yeah, so this is a first version of the app that we've been working on this semester. I already have an account set up. So if we log in here, can log into our account. And then from here, what we're able to do is we're either able to join a group using existing code. So maybe your friend gave you a code, and so you just want to input the code so you can join the group. Or you can go up here and create a new group. So maybe we'll create a new group. Once you created a group, we can then create an event for the group. And the event for the group is just an example of an event. So maybe, yeah, we're working on a problem set together. So we'll create that event. And then once we're back here, then we're able to see that we have an event, and then we're able to see the best time. So as of right now, obviously I'm the only person in this group, so it's pulling times that work well for me. But by changing the voting, we're actually able to see that now the best time reflects this latest 5 to 6 p.m., which was what I voted for. So similarly, once you have multiple people in this group, we kind of aggregate these times together and find common times that work well for everyone, suggesting the best time that everybody has voted for. So that really removes a lot of the process of kind of going back and forth, but then also that process of like, I don't want to necessarily take the authority to propose a time just to receive a lot of negative feedback on it. So that's really what we've been working on this semester. And we've also, so part of the integration that I didn't show was a Google Calendar integration. So what we do on the first time that a user creates an account, for example, use another email. So the first time a user creates an account, we prompt them to connect their Google Calendar. And so from there, it's gonna take me to a local host since I'm on a demo version, but from there we would log in with their Google account, do a similar OAuth flow and connect and pool their events from Google to find their free times and availabilities. That's about it for us, but appreciate you taking the time and thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you very much, co-study. Up next is RideFair.
Hi, everyone. We're RideFair. Just going to introduce ourselves. My name is Ivy.
Hi, everyone. I'm Keisha.
I'm Sayun.
Eric.
So public transportation is unpredictable and inconsistent, but we have no choice but to rely on it sometimes. For the disability community, it introduces another world of complications that are not only anxiety-inducing, but can actually put them in danger. For those who are handicapped, blind, deaf, or physically impaired, their options to get to where they need to go are limited. Currently, there are no solid, cheap solutions built in this space to consider their needs. So my team built RideFair, a mobile app to help users with disabilities navigate public transit. Through our interviews, we learned that our users were worried about and struggling most at the beginning and end of their journeys because they didn't know important things like, would there be a steep platform? Would the train have a ramp? Are there facility staff around that can help them purchase their fare or navigate a confusing station? The type of trouble that our users tend to face can often put them in harm's way. We spoke with an elderly woman who wanted to take the T to visit her niece. She not only had trouble finding her train's platform, but once she got there, she fell onto the tracks and couldn't get back up on her own. She wasn't prepared for how steep that platform was and was scared to use public transit for a long time afterwards. So RideFair is a place where our users can go to ensure their safety in preparation for a public transit ride. Based on their indicated accessibility needs, we recommend stations and routes that will accommodate those and show them what to expect. And now Keshav is going to demo our app.
Thanks, Ivy. Hopefully my Wi-Fi doesn't drop off in the middle of demoing this. So let's get started. Is that visible?
Yep, we can see it.
All right, great. So let's get started. Our app is RightFair, and that's going. So it's gonna, first of all, ask you to give permission to access your location. Let's say we allow while using app. All right, so it's gonna take me to my current location, which is in the heart of Boston, Boston City Hall. All right, so let's say I were to zoom out. Okay, that's the Boston map, and I go around, and if I click this button, as always, I go back to my current location. So let's navigate now. Let's say we want to go from Warren Towers to, how about Boston Public Library? All right, sounds good. It says start Warren Towers and end Boston Public Library. So let's start the navigation. Over here, default option, it's saying handicap accessible only. Let's see the station recommendations from Warren to Boston Public Library. It says BU East or BU Central to get on the train, and to get off the train, it's Copley or Arlington. All right, sounds good. How about if I don't want handicap accessible? Okay, I have a couple more options. Okay, I do want handicap accessible, so now I have this knowledge. Now let's go on and start navigation. So we're gonna leave the heavy duty navigation to Apple Maps or Google Maps, any map of your choice. But what it can't do is give you specific information based on which stop you should get onto or which stop you should get off at. And as you can see, we have already routed that for you. It says from Warren Towers to Boston Public Library, and we've already set transit. As you can see over here, it doesn't really tell you which stop is accessible, which is not, what's good for you, which is why RightFair is amazing and Apple Maps cannot challenge us that way. Okay, so that's it for the navigation. Now let's move on to accessibility info. So let's search for a stop, Kenmore. So these are Boston City stops, transit stops, T-stops. So let's look for Kenmore. Okay, you see it's loading. So it's pulling something from the database. It's pulling the fact that Kenmore is wheelchair accessible and its rating, current rating in the public database that we hold. So this database is not pulled from Google or from some random places. This is an especially curated database of crowdsourced information out of people that are actually disabled and that want to use our platform for accessibility purposes. So this is more of an accessibility rating. Now let's see if I want to see a facility, right? Escalator. Okay, it gives me the description, lobby to busway street. Great. What about this escalator? Park Street and North Platform to lobby. What about this portable boarding lift? Okay, great. So I have this information here, but that's not really enough because I need actual information from other crowdsourced ratings from users who rated this based on accessibility. All right, so how do I rate it? Let's see. Let's check out a stop, Chiswick Road, if I'm pronouncing that right. All right, looks like this is not accessible. Okay, let's rate, no ratings yet. Let's rate this stop. I'm gonna give it a 2, too close to street. Submit. Okay, your rating has been recorded. And if I go back and look, looks like it has been updated to 215. So it's a live database being updated regularly. And facilities, no facilities at this stop. It's not accessible at all. And you can tell that by the ratings or the information we have pulled. And that's all for the demo of our app. And these are all the things we can do right now, much better than Apple Maps, Google Maps, or any of your native maps. Thank you. And that's all for the app demo.
All right, RightFair. Excellent job. Up next is My Science Guide.
Hi, everyone. So we are Team Science Guide. Today, we are really excited to present My Science Guide. First off, to present our team, I'm Norman, founder and product lead. In development, we have Gagan and Eunice, and for design, we have Liqian. In 2016, I was an 11th grade high school student in Puerto Rico, making my first research project. I knew English, had taken a programming course online, and was able to showcase that project at the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair. These circumstances seemed normal, maybe a bit of luck, but arriving there, I witnessed something that I had not taken into account. There were students from every country in the world, but what was shocking to me was that the enormous educational gap that existed between the quality of projects from students in Latin America compared to the rest of the world. High school students in Latin America face hardships while conducting research and lack access to research mentorship and resources, specifically due to the lack of support from their educational systems and difficulties with language barriers. They may not have the same access to research labs, funding, or industry support. This causes students to become discouraged from pursuing research or even showcasing it in science competitions and conferences. To validate this problem, we spoke to science teachers, math teachers, research professors, and dozens of students from around the world. Our initial preview around our idea garnered over 70,000 impressions online and around 100 signups. And we didn't stop there. We asked high schoolers from Mexico, Panama, and other countries, why would they be interested in a solution to this problem? Their thoughts? I want to be a scientist when I grow up. I have big ideas and I want to promote the learning of physics in my hometown, but I don't know where to start, and I need support and mentoring. My Science Guide aims to solve this urgent need by providing an innovative research mentorship platform for students to find an expert STEM mentor that can support them in developing their own research projects. Students can download our app, select their level of experience, and this can be anywhere from a student that has never done a research project all the way to a student that has competed internationally. Then the student can choose from over 21 different research areas they may be interested in working on. The app will ask them how comfortable they are with English, and then with these 3 insights, the algorithm we developed will suggest them 3 mentors that are readily available to start coaching them. Our solution helps Latin American high school students who want to start a research project of their own by matching them with a mentor and providing them coaching and educational resources. Today, we are very excited to announce that our initial beta is launching this month with a cohort of around 15 students from places like Mexico, Puerto Rico, and Costa Rica. The first group of mentors encompasses everything from science teachers, research professors, engineers, and even previous science fair competitors. In the future, we hope to expand the capabilities of our service, adding project planning features so that students and mentors can collaborate and keep track of important science fair deadlines. We envision our platform becoming a community network where students can share their achievements, impact of their research, and connect with industry professionals. We have spoken to science fair teachers, fair directors, science organizations all across the country, and we all agree that solving this dire issue will help create our future scientists, engineers, doctors, and astronauts. We are working tirelessly to ensure that students from anywhere in the world feel motivated, supported, and that they belong in STEM. My Science Guide doesn't stop here. This is just the beginning, and today we're really excited to showcase the first demo. Just 1 second while we share the screen. The app is currently in beta, running on Android and iOS. When a student first logs in, they can select what research level they're in. Let's say I'm a student that has done some school projects, but wants to win nationally. Then they can choose which research interest is more comfortable for them. Let's say this student wants to do something related to robotics and intelligent machines. The student selects the research interest, and let's say the student would be fine with a mentor that knows English. Then they'll see a summary of what they chose, and they can match with new mentors. The algorithm showcases 3 mentors that are most tailored to them. Let's say I'll choose Alexandra Gomez because she's a biomedical engineer and I want to do something with engineering. I can start chat, let's say, and this is all running on React Native and using Firebase. So it runs on both Android and iOS. And once the student signs up, they'll be able to see a directory full of different mentors they can talk to and at the same time find support. So let's try it out. You can go to the inbox and it'll show you Alexandra Gomez, the mentor you matched with. Let's say, hi, Alexandra. I'm looking to start off my first research project. And then once this message is sent, the mentor will receive that message on the other side and they will be able to work with and collaborate at the same time. And we're so excited to be launching this and really eager to see the next features. And there we go. And that is My Science Guide. and we're so excited for the future of mentorship and recommendations through this application. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, My Science Guide. Up next is In Rainbows.
Hi, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yep, we can hear you.
We are Team In Rainbows. I'm Hannah, a junior studying computer science at BU. I'm here with my teammates, Zhang and Emmy.
Hi everyone, I'm Zhang. I'm a sophomore studying computer science at BU.
Hi everyone, I'm Emmy Inohato. I'm a junior in the College of Arts and Sciences, majoring in neuroscience and minoring in visual arts.
So the problem we aim to solve is that researchers have shown that LGBT students are 3 times as likely as non-LGBT students to say that they do not feel safe at school. And 90% of the LGBT teenagers have been harassed or assaulted during the past year. We realized that to solve the problem of social isolation, denial from the self and the family, we believe it is crucial for the LGBTQ+ youth to have an easy way of finding peer support and professional counselors to connect with. We in Rainbows built a web application for high school and college-age LGBTQ+ members in Boston to access queer-friendly mental health resources based on their location, insurance, and preferences. Our solution is unique because while there are plenty of therapist resources out there for college-age students, it is hard to pinpoint LGBTQ specialists. Our web application makes LGBTQ+ friendly mental health resources readily accessible to people who need specific therapists to meet their preferences and financial situation. Now I'll pass it on to my teammate, Zhang, to introduce the technology we used and the features we have completed this semester.
Thank you, Hannah. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep, I can see it.
Awesome. Yeah, so this is the web app that we developed as a team. When the user first lands, if they're a reoccurring user, they could immediately access our therapist list feature by selecting the Go button. Or if they're a new user, they could go ahead and take a look at our mission statement and an explanation of how our features work. So one of our most important features is the therapist list feature. In this feature, we have a list of aggregated database where all the therapists have certain information about them. For example, this therapist, Aaron Carter, when we click more info, we could look at their bio, their title, their specialties, etc. And for example, let's say I can only pay by cash. I could go ahead and apply the filter. And then the list will go ahead and update with only therapists that accepts cash. And another feature of ours is the emergency resources feature. For this feature, when our users are in an emergency situation, they should not use our service, but instead just reach out to another point of contact. And we have a list of our aggregated data to provide to our users. And now we'll go ahead and pass it off to Emmy to talk about our innovation journey.
Hi, everyone. So for our innovation journey, our idea was to solve the pressing problem of social isolation and denial from the self and the family. And we believe that it's crucial for LGBTQ+ youth to have an easy way of finding peer support and professional counselors. This led to our formation of our original MVP, to build a web app for LGBTQ+ youth to access nearby therapists that are LGBT specialized. Throughout the course of the semester, our MVP features pivoted as we gained more insight through user interviews. User login was an original feature we had planned to implement, but after conducting user research, we decided not to. We found that the login feature was a high risk. The audience is especially in that personal information is particularly sensitive, and those users might not feel entirely comfortable with providing personal information. We wanted to respect that. For our ethics audit, potential risks primarily concern future implementations. If we launch an optional login feature, we would have to make sure that users' personal information is under utmost protection. We also need to have a fair processing policy that explains why we take data from our users and how we're going to be using it. Whether users are actively looking for therapists or just casually exploring, In Rainbows meets users where they are in their mental health journey, providing access, support, and care. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, In Rainbows. Up next, we have My.
Hello, everyone. Let me share my screen. One of my teammates is get lagged out from Zoom, and 4 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. He's still okay. Can you talk?
Yeah. Can I talk?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So hi, we are Team My, and I'm Kehan Wang, junior computer science major.
Hi, I'm Nai Wen Xu. I'm majoring in computer science and math. I'm now a junior. I'm Yan Zhao, a senior majoring in computer science and graphic design.
So one of our team members cannot be here due to like time zones, so we will talk for him. So here's our table of contents. We will talk our projects through problems, products, markets, and business. So let's first dive into the problems.
I will talk about the problem. So I believe most of you have made movements before. It is an exhaustive process, and we had to deal with lots of furniture to empty the apartment. However, when I tried to sell my secondhand furniture before, I noticed that most Chinese students only use WeChat groups to post information, which was so inconvenient and inefficient. In fact, according to our interview with Ferto, we learned that international students were major parts of the secondhand market in Boston. They made movements frequently, and they can't bring anything home. Thus, many international students don't even care about the price. They just need to empty their apartment before the last day to move out. However, in the market, there is hardly any secondhand platform targets Chinese international students, and they fail to deal with the true pain points, which is time. Now let's move to the product.
So in product, we use MongoDB as our database, and GraphQL and Express as our backend server, and Flutter as our front-end development kit. So unlike RESTful APIs, GraphQL allows for requesting specific data sets of silent needs, departing from the fixed data structures approach, and provide a better user experience. And we choose Flutter because it reduces code development time and increased time to market speed. At the same time, it has similar performance with a native app. So here's one of our quick demo of the projects. So there's a detail page. It's a like page, and here's a like account page for users, and also like posting products, and you can add images, and then like add price, something else. Yep. So let's dive into the market part.
Okay, so our target users are mainly Chinese college students, and they can be basically divided into 3 small groups. First, we will target rising sophomores who will move to off-campus house and have to buy furniture. Some of them are more willing to buy secondhand furniture and home appliances to save money. So our app will be a good platform to provide them information of a large amount of second-hand stuff. Second, we will target senior students who are going to graduate and want to deal with their used furniture and any other items before they leave. Our app will provide a platform to help them deal with their used products, and they can also make money by selling their products on our app. Third, general college students are our target users as well, because many of them would like to sell their idle products for money. So let's move to business part.
So we we learn from our competitors like Craigslist and Idlefish, which is from China, and Birdo. They built great second-hand platforms, and we learned a lot from them about categories, payments, and safety issues. But we will add more on that. So here is our special current strategies. So first is time sensitive. We provide a deadline feature so that the user with urgent needs can sell or buy their products in time. And the second is data driven. In order to attract more users, we come up crawlers to capture a lot of products from the competitors of us. And in the future, we would like to have few more features in our application. The first one is building chat and transactions. For simplicity purpose, we only provide seller contact info when the buyer finds desired products. Then they will contact each other out of app. However, in the future, in order to improve user experience and make sure every transaction can be completely safe and fast, we need to have built-in chat and transaction systems, and also communities. In the future, we don't limit ourselves as an advertisement platform like Craigslist. We want to help users find the people who have the similar interests through buying and selling. And last but not least, privacy. As I mentioned in our current strategies, we notice that it may involve problems like privacy and copyright and etc. We don't want invasion of privacy, but we want to keep this feature as a way to attract customers. During we would inform the owner of each specific products, and we also provide the link to the original post. And thanks for listening. Yeah.
All right, great job, Mai. Up next is Career Cabin.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yep. Okay. Just got to get the PowerPoint up. Sorry, 1 second.
I can pull it up if you want, Ashley.
Yes, please.
All right. Nope, that's not it. Screen.
But hi, yeah, we are Career Cabin. I'm Kalian.
I am Ashley.
I am Andres.
I'm Sahana.
I was muted.
Hi, great. And also I'm Brandon.
All right. So, career fairs, okay, let me start. Career fairs can be highly disorganized. You know, paper resumes can get overwhelming for both recruiters, and they can be wasteful to the environment as well, like when they're thrown out or they're lost, or when recruiters can't handle all the papers that they receive. The lines for some booths can be ridiculously long and have messy queues within the crowd, as we can see from lovely CS Day a few years ago. And not all companies have an easy means of dealing with your resume or matching a name to who they met, or matching, when you meet a recruiter at a career fair, they don't always remember who you are based on your resume alone. So we want to streamline this interaction between the applicant and the company.
Next slide.
So Career Cabin is a solution to this problem where prospective job finders can participate in job fairs painlessly using our web application to store their resumes and transfer them to recruiters even quicker. With all the face-to-face communication necessary to properly exhibit your knowledge and give a good rundown of your skills that an online application could never demonstrate. It uses up less paper and is a lot easier on the recruiter as a whole because they'll be able to receive your data and be able to work with it like personally instead of having to type all your info over and over again in multiple job applications. We'd like to see a demo now if we could go over there.
Sure. Now let's see what we as a group did, our attempt. Oh, that's not it. Career Cabin. Like most apps, you have logging features. You could also create accounts for students and recruiters because those are the two demographics that we're targeting because those are the two that you see at career fairs. So for example, let's do a student. Don't mind the username. Wow, okay. So as a student, you are able to store your resumes and your information onto your own account, and we'll store that in the database. You can see for a specific account, you'll have your own parsed resume info. And for each resume object, you'll have a QR code, which will make transfer of your resume info from student to recruiter flawless. And as a student, you are able to manually input your resume info so we can make sure that your information is not getting wrong. Other than, that's annoying actually. Nope. Okay, that was weird. But we're not only targeting students, we're also trying to help the recruiters as well. Don't mind the name. Ah, recruiters, okay. So recruiter side is different from student side because as a student, you are trying to exchange your resume info with recruiters, and recruiters are able to see resume info, pretty much resume that you submit to them. This is pretty bare bones, but we also have scanning, QR code scanning. And why isn't it working? Because it's Zoom. Okay. I ran into this issue before. It was mainly because I'm trying to use Zoom and my camera at the same time, but assume that it works.
Because it does.
It does work. I can show you off demo, but
just turn off your video.
We'll evaluate it and we'll bring you up a resume object like this. Now let's finish the slides.
So what are we going to do now? So Career Cabin's future plans is to essentially polish and better the UX and UI. We plan to do more user testing and more A/B testing with our focused demographic being students and recruiters. We plan to also add more features to better the UX experience, such as sorting resumes, searching for certain resumes, being able to export resume data and transfer it to different databases. And hopefully one day we hope to turn Career Cabin into a real business, possibly. I can dream. Thank you.
And a warm thank you from all of us to you.
We were Career Cabin.
Go be you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Career Cabin. Love the background. Love the spirit. So up next, we have Experience BU.
Hi, thanks for having us. We are Experience BU, formerly Team Empty Honors. We were pretty creative in our names. My name is Ryan Lee. I'm a senior major in computer science, and I was in charge of the backend.
My name is Natalie, and I'm a CS and communications major, and I'm in charge of UX design.
Hi, my name is Ben. I'm a senior double majoring in computer science and economics. I was one of the front-end developers for the project.
The body part, I was the other front-end worker.
Yeah, and so the problem that Experience BU is trying to solve is that students at BU or Boston University have trouble finding clubs or events on campus. And we often measure this by asking like students, particularly freshmen and sophomores, and we found that they spend a lot of time searching for the right events or clubs to fit into the community, as well as especially events that fit into their schedule. We noticed that with like current social media and BU platforms for advertising events, it was a frustrating experience for them. Notable platforms include like BU Engage, which was meant for clubs to advertise, but as a vice president of a club at BU, as well as some of my other friends who are also like eBoard members of clubs, they often don't end up using BU Engage. There's also BU calendar for finding events, but unfortunately that platform doesn't really have a whole lot of features for students to find events. And a lot of newer students coming to BU don't know where to find clubs or events, and also have trouble finding events on social media, such as Facebook, and sometimes even Discord. So the solution that we tried to come up with was to create a website that addresses the issue of finding community at BU by facilitating the search for events, clubs, and opportunities in a single platform. For our product, we tried to facilitate and streamline the search of events on the campus, factoring both the students' personal schedules and their sort of interests based on search keyword filters.
So
Okay.
now we're gonna show you guys our demo. So for our demo, there's a slight difference between there's a slight gap between our design and our actual product, but our website works completely, it's completely functional. So we have a homepage that allows clubs to highlight their events as well as themselves to new potential members. As you can see, there's Habitat for Humanity, for example. And we displayed events, organizations, and schedules, etc. For example, if we go to the events tab, so our users can upload their Google Calendar and view it on our own calendar component on this page. And on the side, as you can see, there are different tags and event types on the sidebar, so users can filter events and organizations based on their interest. We have successfully implemented a tag system as well. And if we go to the top, there are events that are recommended for you. And the recommendations are based on the organizations that you saved to your profile. So if we go to the organizations tab and click on an organization, we can save the organization to our user profile, and we can also do that for events as well, like save an event to our user profile. And we also have upcoming events that we can view on each organization's page. And once you save your events and organizations to your profile, if you go to the profile page, you can see there are my events, and you can see your upcoming events and press on it. And you can also have like your own organizations that you're following on the My Organizations tab, and you can choose to like be notified or not be notified and save it or unsave it. So these are our main features. And for our homepage, we're planning on showing like a slideshow of like the main school events. So in terms of our future, if we think about like features that we were thinking about but we haven't implemented, that will include having a feature of tracking achievements. So for example, if you attend more than 10 events related to career development, you can get a badge called Career Chaser on your user profile page, for example, and that could encourage users to attend more events and become members of more organizations, and they can accumulate different achievements for their personal satisfaction. And for the organizations page, if we have the chance, we also plan to implement a comment section for each organization so that users can see what the club is about and see what how people feel about the club before they choose to attend their meetings or events. And we can also implement the admin side of the website. So for club organizers, they can upload clubs and events. And we haven't made that part of the site yet, but it's part of the plan if we have the chance. So yeah. That would be the end of our presentation. Thank you for
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much, Experience BU. Now, last but not least, we have Bookworm.
Hey. If everyone in Bookworm could just say something so we all on stage, that'd be cool.
Hi.
Present.
Hello. Hi.
Okay, we're ready. All right. So as students of this esteemed college, we all know that each one of us effortlessly does their work on time, right? Somehow that doesn't sound quite right. Actually, nobody's perfect when it comes to studying, and we all face similar frustrations and annoyances, but I know that we all want to get the best grades we can. So picture yourself doing research for your class, whether it's Chem 101 or some other weed out course with way too much homework. You'll find yourself probably doing one thing over and over again, opening tabs, and way too many of them. And eventually, you might end up with a window like this, or maybe even this, with the clutter stopping you from reaching your potential. And this is where Bookworm comes in. Bookworm is a Chrome extension productivity tool aimed at students and scholars to help improve their level of organization. We'll be able to create specialized project windows which store all of your links automatically, what we like to call a book. You can think of each book as a document folder with special pockets that categorize your URLs. Currently, a book has two functionalities, launch and wormhole. The launch button lets you pick up your project wherever you left off. For example, if you're working on a project at home and you forget to take your laptop with you, all you need to do is log into your Bookworm account and simply launch the project you're working on. And because of your cross-platform functionality, this gives you access to all the hard work you did when you left your house. The other function that books currently have gives you access to the project search history, which we call the wormhole. The wormhole is a project-based search history that gives you access to all the links that you previously opened in your project window. This means no more tediously looking through Google search history to find that one link that matters. Now let's see what we've come up with so far.
Now we're going to demo Bookworm. This is my home page. Notice how all the links that were scattered across multiple windows can now be organized all into one place as books. So now I want to get started on my data structures and algorithms research. All I have to do is launch the book like so, giving me all the tabs that I previously worked on. I continue working on my project, and while I'm scouring the web for useful materials, I can also take a look in the book's wormhole and choose from past resources that I searched while working on this window. This is much better than having to look through Google's search history, as it is cluttered with tabs that are unrelated to the one you're working on. And once I am done with this, I can launch other projects that are more important to me at the moment, letting me close my old windows without fear of losing links.
So now we're going to talk about the tech stack that we used. React.js was our main framework to creating a fast and responsive website, coupled with Node.js to help with the testing and development of our app. Firebase was also used for our backend service, which allows us for our cross-platform functionality that we had discussed. We also implemented libraries such as Redux and hooks to allow stateful functional components, as well as using the APIs from the Chrome API and Firebase Service API. There were many technical issues that we had to deal with. Other than the lack of detailed documentation on creating a Chrome extension in React, the cross-origin resource sharing, or better known as CORS, is one of the biggest issues that we had to deal with. Since the 2020 update to Chrome extension, we had to change the way we wrote our scripts in our Chrome extension app, as our scripts could no longer follow the CORS policy. React posed also as a challenge in terms of understanding its re-rendering policy as well. We noticed that not every React library was compatible with Chrome. Simple things like router wasn't working. Overall, we were able to overcome these difficulties by communicating and changing our strategy and tackling the way that we followed through the issues and errors.
So the prototype we have created gives us a foundation to improve our tools as we strive to use the user's research data to improve their browsing surfing habits. What we want to do moving forward is to be able to cater to more students and researchers' needs. This involves creating features that help accelerate the learning and researching process. Such features include a note-taking element on web pages, automatic citation abilities, and customizable home pages that can better help format the user project folder. None of the competitors we know of are tailored towards students and researchers in this way. And we're hoping that our unique take on the auto-saving tab management system and our project-based search history will help customers choose us over our competitors. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for having me. My name is Dharmesh and I'm BU Spark's technical lead. And in collaboration with my teaching assistant, Curtis Mason, I teach the X-Lab Software Engineering Practicum. A practicum is a course which allows students opportunities to work on real-world projects and allows them to hopefully gain experience and, more importantly, a thorough understanding of the difficulties involved in working on a substantive software engineering project. So if there's one thing I can say with confidence, it's that by the end of the semester, all of my students learn the most important software engineering concept, which is that weeks and weeks of coding will save you hours of planning. So all of that being said, without further ado, I'd like to call the first team, Parquets, up to the virtual stage. Whenever you're ready, come on up, Parquets.
Okay. Tolu, can you share your screen?
Let's hear for Parquets.
Okay, can you guys see it?
Yep. Can you like present it?
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool.
All right, so I'm Henry. I'm a CS major.
Woo! Yeah, Henry.
Hi, I'm Tolu. I'm a physics major.
Woo, Tolu! Yo, congrats, Tolu!
Thank you.
Can I say hi?
My name
Hi,
is
Tolu!
I'm a CS major.
Hello.
That's not Tolu.
No, Tolu's there, see?
Hi, Tolu!
And I'm Mark. I'm a CS major as well.
Okay, our product is called Parquets. So every year, a lot of time and gas is wasted on just looking for parking. So if you ever spend more than 10 minutes driving around searching for a spot, Parquets has a solution for you. Parquets aims to make parking more convenient through the innovation of a new mobile application. Our mobile application allows clients to either host their spot within minutes or rent an existing spot with the click of a button. In making this application, we use the mobile SDK, Flutter, incorporated with its coding language, Dart. And this is all connected to our backend as a service, Firebase. Some APIs that are called during the process are Google Maps API and the Stripe API. The main feature that currently exists is the ability for a host to fill out a form and list their spot and be able to display their spot to the public. Now you might be wondering what makes our product unique. Well, currently there are a few applications out there that do allow for you to host and rent a spot, but Parquets caters specifically to homeowners and single car owners. To do this, Parquets requests and stores detailed information for hosted spots onto our database, Firestore, which allows the user to find the perfect spot for their car. Currently, our product does have a few bugs that could be fixed in the future, but once this application is up and fully running for iOS on the App Store, the plan is to also allow this for Android as well. And that's pretty much it.
All right, good job, you guys. Next up, we have a particularly fascinating project, which is the 1984 generative graphics team. So come on up whenever you're ready.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Okay,
So we are the generative graphics team. We have been tasked with bridging the gap between the performing arts and computer science. And we are going to be doing that by means of a play. And this play is called A Random Act. It's going to be put on by the Boston University College of Fine Arts during the spring of 2021. The play deals with racial justice and collective guilt. In the play, there is a drug which characters will ingest that allows them to eliminate their bad memories. As the drug sets in, the memory will slowly fade away. We've chosen to represent this on stage using a particle system that will render on the actor, as seen here. As time passes, the particles will slowly dissipate upwards and fade away. In order to allow stage technicians to make changes during rehearsal, we've included some sliders with which they can change the values. And for long-term plans, this project is going to be more than just what you see here. This one scene, it's going to be adaptable to many other applications as well in theater. So yeah, thank you to Clay, who's been our professor, Dharmesh, our Spark professor, James Grady, for meeting with us every week and allowing us to do this cool project.
Very nicely done, you guys. Always gives me joy seeing those dots move around. Okay, next up we have Team Verto.
Hi, we're here. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. Elton, do you want to?
Can you share your screen really quick? Okay, so hi everyone, my name's Elton, I'm part of Verto. So Verto is an e-commerce platform where college students can buy and sell secondhand goods from other college students. So Verto is unique in that unlike platforms such as eBay or Facebook Marketplace, it's made for college students because when doing in-person transactions, user safety is a huge concern. So although Verto has a popular website, they don't have a mobile application. So this semester we were able to help them prototype one.
Right, so we use React Native to develop the front end in order to reach both iOS and Android users. Verto provided an API for us to access the database and give us a lot of functionality. The main functionality of the app is when you open it, you're given a catalog of items. By clicking on one of these items, you're given a detail screen that gives you how to contact and buy from the seller. Students can also upload their own products onto the database, but you only have to put in your image, as Verto uses an image recognition API that provide the rest of the details for you. Now again, Verto wants to prioritize user safety, so user authentication is very involved, verifying that you have an EDU email and that you're over 18. Again, we had a lot of fun developing this product, and we hope you'll enjoy it. You enjoy using it when the final app is released to the public.
Thank you.
All right, good job, Team Verto. Next, we have the clinical assessment app team.
Hi, all. So our app is addressing the issue that was given to us, which was that patients and medical students don't always have a lot of face-to-face interaction, as it is not safe for students to be the one questioning and diagnosing patients. So what we addressed that with was an application that allowed these medical students to walk through interactions with the patient without the actual consequences of a real life patient being affected by these diagnoses. It allows them to sign in. Once this is done, they can then ask questions to the patient and get responses as they would in the real world. Once they have asked those questions, they are then able to mark what of these points are the critical points that would lead to a diagnosis. They then can give the diagnosis with both a primary diagnosis as well as some alternate diagnoses. And then once they have submitted their results, they get some feedback as to both if their correct diagnosis was actually what it should have been, as well as if they were able to point out the key facts that led to that diagnosis. If you're interested in our app, we hope you stop by our meeting room later.
Okay, thank you. And on a slightly biased note, thank you for using Flutter and not React Native. So next up, we have Team Emilio. Come on up.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ben from Team Emilio.
Jim, if you don't mind sharing your screen, great. Okay, so just for a little background, actually I'll wait for this to load. Sorry, hold on one sec. Okay, perfect. So just for a little background, so Emilio is a company attempting to make communication with prison inmates easier and more affordable through an app-based communication service. And so our project that we worked on is a web scraping microservice that will feed the search function of Emilio's letters feature, which allows for a user to search an inmate and then proceed to send them a letter. So the issue at hand is that many people with incarcerated loved ones or lawyers with incarcerated clients have complained of the difficulty of navigating the existing inmate databases. So our product serves this issue and is unique in that it unifies all of the public inmate databases into one user-friendly search function. So in order to implement this, we use a Flask server for API endpoints, which will connect to their existing front end. And for the back end, we use Python, specifically the Beautiful Soup library, which is used to parse through the HTML of all of the different websites that we need to extract data from. And then from there, with the data that we get, we put that into a Mongo database, which we use for two purposes. First of all, we use it to cache the information so that the searches can come up again when people search someone but multiple times. And then on top of that, in the future, Emilio plans to implement a trends feature, which can take the data and anonymize it. And then they'll use that to create some sort of trends feature. And so another future goal is to expand to more databases and then eventually connect the front ends that they have developed and the back end that we developed to make the search function production ready. And that's all. Thank you.
Very well done, you guys. Okay, next up we have a project that is very near and dear to my heart. The Suffolk County District Attorney's Office team, come on up.
Whoops, I have the wrong background. Let's just change it. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Keshav. We're Suffolk County District Attorney's Office project. And if my team members can come up, I will set up my app.
Hello, I'm Gabby.
Can you see it?
Yep, I can see it.
All right, great. So let's go right in and I'll explain what our app is. So basically what we're trying to do is huge impact stuff. Suffolk County District Attorney's Office, they receive 30,000 documents every single year and they're physical documents faxed to them. They don't have any database. They don't have anything to scan it into. So basically they have their high-paid attorneys scanning them for them every single day and entering details into their database to analyze things better. What we're gonna do is they can just scan it with their phones. They can upload it to our database. We're gonna process the data for them and put it in a database for them.
This
So
should
a lot of hours
take
saved.
less time and plus lead to much less human error.
All right, so let's select a document type in our application, criminal complaint form. So capture image, I can't really do that. That's an error over here because it's a simulator on my laptop. Let's go to access library and let's select this file and upload it. All right, looks like it's loaded. Okay, great. Now this is the front. Let's look at the back. Let me sharing this. Okay, so let me back actually. So all documents get all on the back end. So let's for criminal form.
Hey Shav, you're cutting out. It's likely that attempting to share an app while you also have your camera turned on is a bit difficult for Zoom to handle.
Gabby, can you pull up the project on your own?
Yeah, but fair warning, my internet's also pretty bad.
So as requested by our client approximately 2 weeks ago, we also have a simple web portal from where we can upload documents in bulk.
My internet dropped out. Apologies. All right, Gabby, are you continuing?
This can take some time to process, so I won't be demonstrating the capabilities right now. But
Okay.
you can choose your documents and upload them in bulk to be processed. And these are 3 mandatory forms and 3 optional forms.
Can you just choose the incident report form and then upload it?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, so we only need 3 required. The other 3 are optional. And let's check the console now for the processing. All right, so it looks like the first image is uploaded, the second is uploaded. And
Sorry, the OCR
the
can
third
take
is
some time.
uploaded. All right, now if we go back to the constituents route, all right, success. So if we go back to the constituents route, we're going to see that so we have the name here, amazing. So this is already in the database. If we click on that and we go to the latest document uploaded, incident report, you're going to see a text dump of everything that was scanned from the document. Then if you go back and look at the other documents, the data is laid out in a similar way in tabular form, and you can easily pull this. This is text drawn from an image through OCR technology, and that's our backend processing.
Unfortunately, that tends to not work very well if the image is not clear.
Yeah, it doesn't work well at all if the image is not clear because the technology is not there yet, but it's still seeming to work well. But sorry for the technical glitch, and that's all for us. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Well done, you guys. There's a saying with demos that the demo gods are seldom kind to people presenting. So I'm very sympathetic to your technical glitches. Before we move on to the next agenda item, there's just one thing I want to point out because there's over 100 people listening. Most district attorneys' offices actually have this problem of having non-digitized physical documents that they have to contend with on a daily basis. Well, that's sinking for a second. That being said, let's move on to the next agenda item. Now I'll hand it off to Ziba so that she can continue on with the agenda.
Great. I'm shocked we are exactly on time. It's amazing. All right, everybody. So I'm going to put in a link for the last part of the event, and which is that you get to go visit different teams and look deeper and look under the hood, or just chat with the teams and learn more about the work they're doing. So this is a link that has each of the teams. It has, and you can scroll to the right to get the project description to remind you and the team members if you're looking for a family member or a friend and you want to talk with them more. So we won't have everybody come back, so we're going to say goodbye now. But I just wanted to first off, again, thank everybody for the amazing work and just everything that you put into this semester, especially given everything that you are facing. I think you can see from the chat, we have a lot of really special people in this community. Dharmesh is certainly one of them. And I just want to thank everybody who helped put this event together. Elise, especially, she's behind the scenes, but she did a ton of work as she always does. Michael Hendrick and Curtis, and for all of the work that you guys have done supporting the teams. And then Sky and Fiona and Carrie, I'm not sure if you guys are on, but you guys have been amazing in running the UXD program. And then finally, I just want to say to our seniors, this is not the end. I know it's a little bit of an anticlimactic finish to the semester, but you guys are going to come back and we're going to celebrate you properly, and we're going to have the Spark commencement celebration. We're going to get everybody at the pub, and I hope everybody will come back, mentor with Spark, give us projects, and just continue to be part of this community, and let us know what we can do to help you as you go off into the world. So thank you, everybody. and have a great summer and next chapter.
Thank you so much, Ziba.
Thank you.